A fish is swallowing another fish twice its own size, whole. You can watch it happen through the hunter's skin. Its stomach stretches so thin it turns see-through, the swallowed body clearly visible inside it. This is the black swallower. It is the size of your hand, and it just ate something bigger than itself. Down here, that's lunch. The deep sea is the largest space on Earth, and the darkest. Sunlight gives up after a few hundred meters, and below that lies a world of crushing pressure, freezing cold, and total black. It covers most of our planet, and we have explored almost none of it. But what we have found are monsters. And the deeper you go, the worse they get. Start with the teeth. The fangtooth is barely 6 inches long, but for its size, it has the largest teeth of any fish on Earth. Its bottom fangs are so long they don't fit inside its own mouth. If it closed its jaws like any other fish, the teeth would pierce straight up into its own skull. So it has a strange fix. There are 2 pockets in the roof of its mouth, one on each side of its brain. When the fangtooth shuts its jaws, the fangs slide neatly into those slots, sheathed right beside its brain. It is a fish that had to grow sockets next to its brain just to be allowed to close its mouth. And it isn't even the strangest face down here, because the next one looks like it's wearing a glass helmet. The barreleye has a completely transparent head, a clear, fluid-filled dome you can see straight through. Floating inside it are 2 glowing green eyes. For years, scientists thought those eyes were frozen in place, staring straight up. Then, in 2009, they filmed something stranger. The eyes rotate. Inside the see-through dome, they swivel, pointing up to spot prey drifting overhead, then tipping forward so the fish can watch what it's eating. It hunts by looking up through the roof of its own skull. And mostly it hangs there in the dark, motionless. 2 green eyes glowing inside a head of glass. Go deeper, and the bodies stop making sense. The gulper eel is mostly a long, thin whip of a tail, until you reach the front. Because its mouth is enormous. It unhinges and balloons open like an umbrella, wider than the eel's whole body. When it gapes, a stretchy pouch under its jaw swells out like a pelican's, gulping down a huge mouthful of water and anything drifting in it. And the very tip of its long tail glows. It's a tiny pink light the eel can flash in the dark, a lure to draw curious prey toward that cavernous mouth. It is little more than a swimming mouth that goes fishing with its own glow-in-the-dark tail. But at least it keeps its body the right way around, because the next creature turns itself inside out. Meet the vampire squid, a deep red, football-sized animal with huge eyes and a cloak of webbed arms. It lives where the water runs almost completely out of the oxygen animals need to breathe. Almost nothing else can survive there. It can. When something threatens it, it doesn't flee. It flips its webbed arms up over its entire body, turning itself inside out, wrapping itself in a cloak lined with rows of soft, spiky spines. If that isn't enough, its arm tips light up, and it can squirt out a cloud of glowing slime to confuse whatever's after it. It looks like a demon from the bottom of the sea. In truth, it's gentle. It doesn't hunt at all. It drifts, quietly eating flakes of dead things that fall from above. In a place this dark, light is power, and one fish cheats. Down here, nearly every animal has eyes built for a single color, blue. Red light disappears in deep water, so most creatures are completely blind to it. Red, to them, may as well not exist. The dragonfish figured that out. Under each eye it carries an organ that glows deep red, and almost alone among fish, it can also see red. So it sweeps the water with a beam of light that its prey cannot detect. It is hunting with a searchlight that's invisible to everything it hunts. Imagine wearing night vision goggles in a pitch-black room where no one else can see a thing. That's the dragonfish, watching everything, while nothing can see it watching. Not everything down here is a hunter. Some things are only waiting. Across the deep sea floor crawls the giant isopod, and it is exactly what it looks like. A woodlouse, the little gray bug that curls into a ball under a flower pot. Except this one can grow as big as a house cat. Food is rare on the deep sea floor, so this giant pill bug has the patience to match. It scavenges whatever sinks from above, a dead fish, a fallen whale, and then it waits. One giant isopod kept in an aquarium refused to eat for 5 straight years. 5 years. No food. It is a bug the size of a cat that can switch itself to standby and outlast almost anything. And then there are the ones that look like they swam straight out of legend. The frilled shark barely looks like a shark. It has a long, thin, snake-like body and a mouth packed with around 300 teeth, each shaped like a tiny 3-pronged hook, set in 25 neat rows, all curving backward so nothing it grabs can pull free. It is so ancient that scientists call it a living fossil. Its kind has drifted through the deep, almost unchanged, for around 80 million years, back when dinosaurs still walked the land. People who have glimpsed its ribbon-like body rising from the depths may be the reason old sailors told stories of sea serpents. But the real monster of the deep is still below us. Down in the freezing black water around Antarctica lives the heaviest animal on Earth with no bones at all, the colossal squid. It can weigh half a ton, heavier than the famous giant squid, with a thick, powerful body and arms lined not with suckers, but with rotating hooks that swivel to catch and lock onto its prey. And then there are its eyes. Each one is the size of a dinner plate, around 11 inches across. They are, by far, the largest eyes of any animal alive today, built to catch the faintest trace of light in a world with almost none. Here's the strangest part. We have seen fewer than a dozen of them, ever. Almost everything we know about the largest-eyed creature on the planet comes from broken beaks left behind in the stomachs of sperm whales, the only animals big enough to take one on. The biggest eyes on Earth, watching from a darkness we have barely entered. 9 creatures from one ocean, and more than 80% of that ocean has never been explored. Most of the deep sea has never been seen by human eyes. The strangest thing living down there? We almost certainly haven't found it yet.